Volkswagen Globe. Whoa. What's up, man? This your Volkswagen Globe vibe. Damn, was late. Swag on the go. With another reaction video, man. Y'all be messing up my words. Y'all know who I am, though. I'm gonna start off by saying like, share, and subscribe to this video already if you haven't. Make sure you subscribe. Basically, original clip is down below in the description box. And this video is that I'm doing reaction on is everything wrong with Home Alone in 15 minutes or less. So I don't know. I found this on the recommendations or whatever, and it had a lot of views. So I'm guessing people like it, and their page got like over 6 million subscribers, and they upload something every day about a new movie. So I'm pretty much gonna watch everything that was wrong with Home Alone, because you can't go wrong with Home Alone. So let's get it, man. That was my movie back then, bro.
Why does the cartoon version of the house and the logo look so different from the actual house? It's a beautiful house. Use that for your stencil. Why, yes, this obviously well-off family with 1,600 kids has overdone it on the Christmas lights. Thanks for noticing. McAllister's put lights on the trees across the sidewalk, surely prompting lawsuits from the dozens of kids tripping on the wires. Look, I know it's chaotic and all, but you're telling me not one of these kids are paying attention to the uniformed police officer in the middle of the entryway?
Did you by any chance pick up the voltage adapter thing?
No, I didn't have time to do that.
Well, how am I supposed to shave in France?
Peter ignores thousands of years of men shaving with alternatives to electric razors.
Pick up those micro machines that are all over in there?
Holy hell, a film shout out to Micro Machines, whose commercials are on record as being 1/3 the inspiration for CinemaSins. 2 cents off.
Go pack your suitcase.
Who the hell would let an 8-year-old pack his own suitcase? If I did that when I was 8 years old, it would have been full of only red vines and comic books. Also, Kevin later fakes a giant Christmas party and creates a torturous series of traps in his house, but packing a suitcase is just too overwhelming.
All kids, no parents. Probably a fancy orphanage.
Harry forgets that he just saw a full-fledged adult walk by and ignore him 2 minutes ago.
You're what the French call les incompetents.
Angela clearly got a hold of an English to French translation book, but this is the best insult she could come up with.
If he has something to drink, he's gonna wet the bed.
Everyone is giving this poor kid a massive amount of motivation to wish to spend Christmas alone. This family makes the Tenenbaums look like the Seavers. This is an orgy of evidence that this is a boy's room from the 90s. Michael Jordan poster? Check. Random sports equipment placed perfectly on shelf? Got it. Poster of Bikini Babe? Definitely. Time of your life board game? You bet. Wait, what?
Is it true that French babes don't shave their pits?
C'est raciste. Also, what is Buzz worried about? He's 14 years old and looks like Biff Tannen's nerdy little brother. I don't think he'll be getting any during his French holiday.
Check it out, old man Marley.
Buzz, whose window faces Marley's house, is fascinated to see a dude that he's presumably noticed 1,000,000 times since living here, because we needed a quick way to introduce him. Also, you did not f***ing notice this from the far side of the room.
Murdered his whole family and half the people on the block.
Hell, man?
How come the cops don't arrest him?
Not enough evidence to convict.
I realize this is 14-year-old logic, but do they really believe this asshole killed his family and half the block, but there wasn't enough evidence for conviction? Was Johnny Cochran involved in this case? Not only is this reckless driving, it'll definitely lead to the pizza toppings getting all shifted to one side. And then there's a cheeseless side, and everyone suffers because this asshole didn't notice a stop sign. Little Nero's must have the fastest pizza oven ever, or at least pre-makes pies with every possible topping combination and make this arbitrary 20-minute self-imposed deadline. Also, how big can that delivery zone be? Like a half mile or less from the parking lot?
Well, we have automatic timers for our lights, locks for our doors. That's about as well as anybody can do these days, right?
Dude, house alarm systems have been around since the 1870s, and you can clearly afford one. So that is not the best you can do, even in 1990. Buzz is cramming this in his mouth like a Neanderthal here, but a second later, he's eating pizza like a normal human being.
Did anyone order me a plain cheese?
Bruh, who notices that?
But if you want any, somebody's gonna have to barf it all up. Because it's gone.
Look, I had an older brother in real life, and he did plenty of older brother things to me, but even he thinks this movie's older brother is about 3 steps too far. I'm starting to think that Fuller is going to pee on Kevin intentionally, which may be early signs of Europhilia. Yeah, it's a dick move for Kevin to tackle Buzz, but why the hell would they leave the tickets and passports out on the counter right next to all the milk? These people deserve the heartache of a missing child. Even though Kevin's dad is concerned about the safety of the plane tickets, he immediately discards one of the tickets that just happens to be Kevin's. At this point, I'm starting to think they actively want to lose this kid.
Now it's for dinner.
Still pizza.
Are you
Most, if not
serious?
all, the pizza was unharmed by the spilled milk that everyone freaked out over. Rather than take the
notices
opportunity to
this?
come back to the kitchen in case more of the house, Harry is apparently hanging out and shooting the shit with the pizza guy at the entrance.
Nice tip. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Somewhere deep in the internet, there must be some erotic fan fiction about Kevin's mom and the pizza delivery dude, but I will not ruin my childhood by Googling it.
He'll pee all over me.
Fine. We'll put him somewhere else.
Kevin's last-ditch attempt to avoid being peed on is the main reason he's forgotten in the morning. McAllisters elect to use their most terrifying Santa as the one that greets you at the front door. His clock literally has battery backup written on it, but goes off immediately when the power is knocked out.
I don't know. She said 8 sharp.
Who notices
knocks
this stuff?
repeatedly on the door, waking no one before deciding to try the much more effective doorbell. Okay, I'm willing to believe the power outage would have led the parents to oversleep, but there are 15 fucking people in this house. Not one of them is a light sleeper or an early riser.
How fast is this thing going?
They needed something besides sped up McAllister's getting ready footage to cut to, so they went with this not hilarious nosy neighbor kid. Bravo movie. The kid from across the street doesn't get home alone by his family, even though he's left the house. Maybe his parents actually care about it.
1, 2, 11. Buzz, don't be a moron. 9, 10, 11.
Heather did actually come up with the right number of kids, but counts herself at number 3, and again at the end. In addition to the Murphy kid. I'm surprised Heather's stellar counting skills didn't lead to more kids being left behind.
Good trip. Bring me back something French.
There's a huge amount of things to go just perfectly for Kevin to be left, including the ability of all 11 kids to utterly ignore this kid that's announcing himself loudly by saying goodbye to them.
There's no way on earth we're gonna make this
Just like
plane.
him.
It leaves in 45 minutes.
Frank's an asshole, but he's right. Even with no traffic, it'll still take at least 30 minutes to get from Winnetka to O'Hare. And they are trying to make an international flight with 15 people.
Did you count heads?
Yes, she did. Instead of counting faces, she counted heads, leading to this entire movie's events. Amid heavy holiday hustle and bustle, the giant-ass McAllister clan is able to run right through O'Hare Airport without being slowed. Flight counter woman lets all the family members on the plane without even glancing at their tickets.
Hope we didn't forget anything.
Kevin apparently got into Mom's Valium supply last night to be able to sleep through the commotion of 14 raucous people getting ready at the same time. American Airlines. This movie is simply expert at taking us through the whole house and showing the props that Kevin will later use, like the mannequin parts. Damn it, I'm taking a sin off to celebrate this awesomeness.
The cars are still here. They didn't go to the airport.
Kid somehow didn't know about the airport shuttles. Fine, whatever, he's young. But thinking the entire extended family could fit in these 2 cars? That's a paddling. Kevin unknowingly ingests a heavy stimulant and spends the next several minutes tripping balls. What teenage boy keeps his porno mags right at the top of his footlocker? Your mom will totally find that. Hide it under your filthy mattress like everyone else. Future psychopath Kevin McAllister stages a mass execution of beloved sports figures.
What else could we be forgetting?
Kevin's mom gets a lot of blame for being a crappy parent, which is fair, but let's not forget his dad. It's only 12:30 p.m. Central Time, and they've probably only just flown over New York, but it's pitch dark outside this plane because the movie forgets how to time zone. Okay, there's no way in hell that Kevin would be able to get from the top of the stairs and out the front door without stopping at the bottom of the staircase, because he would just hit the floor. But even if that didn't stop him, he would run into a wall because the staircase isn't in line with the door. But even if that didn't stop him, he wouldn't get any air coming out of the house because there's nothing to lift him up when he got to the first floor. All in all, this is some serious bullshit.
What kind of mother?
Who notices
Asking this
that?
question kind of answers it too.
Number 662.
That is killing my movie
Number
right now.
672. 671. Now.
That is killing my childhood
Forget
movie.
this robber's
man.
knowledge of the neighborhood. I'm much more interested in why these 3 neighbors all have their outside lights timed to come on 15 seconds apart from each other. It's almost like they knew someone would later be narrating and timing their turn-onness. Wait, a fucking car door wakes Kevin up here, but he couldn't hear his entire family leaving this morning? While Harry and Marv have a bad habit of expositing near windows, Kevin had to have supersonic hearing to be able to tell what they said. This is the 3rd time I've been tempted to remove a sin just for John Williams' amazing score. There are at least 3 themes that are all badass, and it's for a Christmas comedy. I'm giving in. Kate harasses this one poor French lady when there's an entire bank of phones they could be stalking.
Hello? I'll have to call you back.
American woman steps off plane in Paris and puts American coin into payphone, and guess what? It works.
Bruh.
Kevin was just looking all around when he was announcing he wasn't afraid anymore, but somehow missed the old scary-looking man until it was comedically relevant. Also, if old man Marley was out and about, since he lives next door, shouldn't he have seen Harry and Marv just a few minutes ago? We eventually know Marley's a nice guy and all, but for now, he'll just stand there in silence, terrifying a young boy. The memories of Kevin's horrific screams will make him chuckle himself to sleep that night. Kevin screams so loud he breaks the 4th wall.
I couldn't get anybody.
I'm sorry, Kate. Nothing but a bunch of answering machines.
If the phone lines are down in their neighborhood, how is Leslie able to get to their answering machines?
There's no one home. The house looks secure.
This asshole says the house is secure, even though Kevin didn't lock the door as he was running away from Marley. Smells fishy. This cop must be on Sal Maroni's payroll or something. What clock was Chris Columbus using? It's 8:03 p.m. in Chicago when the cop comes over, which would be 3 a.m. Paris time, but it's broad-ass daylight out here. Emboldened woman gets out of the ticket this officer
Nobody's gonna notice
goes
this,
on
bruh.
a vicious crime spree for the next 7 days.
We're the wet bandits. You're sick. You know that? You're really sick.
Ransacking someone's entire house is okay, but clogging their drains and leaving their water running makes Harry sick.
See, I knew he looked at me weird. Why would he run?
Well, for one, you guys are acting like you're about to abduct him.
Maybe we're in the church.
I'm not going in there.
Instead of actually going into the church, which is much safer and requires less subterfuge, Kevin somehow finds an unused cloak and uses that shit to hide, so we can see how clever he is. I love the attention to detail Kevin put into the mannequins, but is it really necessary to put actual cards and poker chips in front of them? Kevin had no idea when Harry and Marv would be back, right? So he's been puppeteering this Christmas party all night in anticipation of their arrival? I admire his stamina, but I don't know if he can keep this charade up all night long, given he'll have no idea if they drove by or not.
We live in the most boring street in the United States of America.
Says the kid who claims a serial killer lives next door. Pizza Kid runs off thinking he's getting shot at and never calls the cops about the crazy man with the Tommy gun that lives in the McAllister house. It's awesome that Kevin's adjusted to life on his own and all, but why would he have this much laundry after 2 days by himself?
I mean, right now it looks like there's nobody home. Last night the place is jumping.
Maybe everyone's hungover, Harry. And can you keep it down? Earlier, Kevin decided to open the pack of firecrackers he found in Buzz's room and put them in this kitchen drawer, because his ability to predict what these burglars will do is basically at a supernatural level.
If the kid's there, the parents gotta be. He's home alone.
Roll credits. Also, on what basis does Harry make this assumption? He saw a big party last night, and the lights came on when they tried to break in the night before. Just because he's seen this kid twice without parents, he knows he's by himself?
We'll come back about 9 o'clock.
Luckily, Harry will loudly proclaim his plan for all to hear, and Kevin will happen to open a goddamn window to listen to it. Jesus, this movie must have inspired the bullshit that Obi-Wan witnesses in Attack of the Clones. Forcible clarinetting.
You can say hello when you see me.
And you can stop being a scary bastard.
How you feel about your family is a complicated thing.
Rather than inquire as to why an 8-year-old is wandering around on Christmas Eve and attempting to help, Marley launches into his own bullshit sob story.
Basements are like that.
That's Basemist.
I don't care how mad I was. I talked to my dad, especially around the holidays.
Except for that time that I wished my entire family away. Other than that, totally open communication. Kevin cuts this extremely close, waiting until 8 p.m. before even starting his plan to horribly mutilate Marv and Harry. Also, this scheme heavily depends on 2 delinquent burglars being perfectly punctual. These automatic lights are just coming on now, at 8 p.m., well after dark, but earlier Harry called them out as coming on well before Kevin hid under the bed at 7:48.
This is my house.
Who notices all of this?
Sure, but you could also just call the goddamn cops as soon as the robbers show up, rather than design a Saw-like torture house. Not only did Kevin have time to develop this pain map in less than 1 hour, he found time to colorize it. Water is poured on the sidewalk, but Kevin is out here in just a sweater, so it's highly unlikely this would freeze in time for Harry and Marv to show up. I know I'm hammering this home, but seriously, this f***ing preparation would take days, not an hour. Jesus Christ, he's run a f***ing zip line from the house to the tree that we later see can hold 2 grown men. That had to have taken at least 32 minutes, and he's doing all this other bullshit. What? He's got time for mac and cheese? No, bullshit. No way all that shit was done with 3 minutes to spare. Idiot kid tries to eat mac and cheese with a knife and fork. Why do the McAllisters have a doggy door? There's no mention of a dog or cat throughout this entire movie. Is its sole purpose shooting bad guys in the crotch with BBs? Yes! At this point, the burglars should call the cops on this psychotic little bastard that openly rejoices after shooting people in the face. Also, premature celebration. And this has been Joe Pesci's Stunt Doubles Physical Comedy Hour. Thanks for coming. Join us next week for the Harrison Ford Nude Stand-In Special. Kevin's macabre prediction relies not only on the fact that Marv would pull this chain even though there's a light on behind him, but that he would be incapable of getting out of the way of this slowly falling iron. It should be noted that Harry is breaking and entering in full view of the rest of the block, which we've seen has several parties going on. You're telling me no one's outside on a smoke break and noticed the bad dude trying to break into the nice house? Harry puts his hand on the doorknob sideways, but when we see his hand after shoving it in the snow, the M is upright and not turned 90 degrees to the left. Not only does this not burn the house down, why the f*** do the McAllisters have an antique blowtorch? And it works?
It's too late for you, kid. We're already in the house. We're gonna get you.
Okay, come and get me.
Like, you've probably served hard time and maybe even killed people before, but wait till you witness the power of my feather fan. Kevin has a fascination with feet, but the angry kind. He's kind of like the bizarro Quentin Tarantino.
You guys give up? Or you're thirsty for more?
Kevin McAllister could have called the cops several minutes ago, but would like to enact a few more acts of torment onto these wretched bastards.
You bomb me with one more can, kid, and I'll snap up your cojones and boil them in motor oil!
Who the f*** makes a hilariously specific threat like this? Kevin turns this impeccably designed unholy house of pain into a damn foot race at the end.
Got him, Harry!
Tarantula ex machina.
Hey, guys.
Had Kevin just run to the Murphy's house and left Marv and Harry up on the rope, he'd have avoided any dramatics when he got there. But no, this little asshole knows no mercy. Jesus, how long does it take these cops to respond? Since Kevin called them, we've been through the spider scene, the treehouse thing, the rope gag, ran across the street, through the capture and liberation of Kevin, and now he's back home. Imagine if this were a real emergency.
Through the years we all will be together.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas playing during emotional moment cliche. Also, we never see Kevin's actual bedroom. He's been sleeping in his parents' room this whole time. Given how much everyone hated him at the beginning of the movie, I'm starting to think his parents didn't give him one. That's okay, Kev. You can soothe your crushing disappointment by reliving all the carnage you inflicted last night. Wait, you're telling me he cleaned up everything from last night's rampage?
Wow.
No micro machines, feathers, paint cans, or broken Christmas ornaments anywhere? Jesus, that's even more chilling.
Hey, Kev. It's pretty cool that you didn't burn the place down.
It really is, considering that whole blowtorch thing.
How did you guys get home?
Oh, we took the morning flight, remember? The one you didn't want to wait for?
And we've arrived 30 seconds after your arduous journey. But instead of riding in a polka van, we ate shrimp in Paris. Haha, dumbass. Merry Christmas.
No kidding. What a funny guy.
Peter regards his youngest child in the same bemused manner as one would regard an entertaining waiter at Olive Garden. And then, after moving heaven and earth to get home to Kevin, he is immediately abandoned again. Phew, what a nightmare. I'm sure nothing like this will ever happen again.
Bruh.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, dude. That is crazy, bro. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you all enjoyed that reaction video to that, bro. Hopefully, I can go find more movies that I like. It would enjoy to watch. Cause that was hilarious. Like, I don't see how people have that time to spend that much time and like notice every little spick in a movie. Cause I definitely did not notice none of that in that movie. Like, I watched that movie like all the time for holidays and stuff like that. I'm probably gonna watch it before Christmas or on Christmas, but. Like I say, original clip is down below if y'all want to go check out some more. They want to watch it. If y'all even made it through this, they're still watching. But, so I gotta go, man. We out.